Emergency gun meme review. What is up, you sexy YouTube mother lovers? Anybody hear any interesting news lately? So I was supposed to be filming an episode of Darwin Awards today, but fuck me, World War III decided to start. The TLDR is, I guess, Russia decided Ukraine was looking extra submissive and breedable. Last night, at the time of filming, Russia has finally moved into Ukraine. Ukraine is denying these advances with rockets. Russia likes it when they struggle a little and is continuing these advances with helicopters and tanks. And you guys, you have been all in my inbox asking when we're doing an emergency gun meme review. Now this whole situation is beyond fucked and frankly, it's a little depressing. I've got my own thoughts on it that I'll share later, but I figure in the meantime, the least I can do is bring a couple laughs to you guys. So with society collapsing all around us, can I offer you some nice memes in these trying times? When you're gaming with someone in Ukraine and their connection drops out, communications disruption can mean only one thing: invasion. Yeah, it happened weirdly fast. We got like maybe fucking 3 times this week, oh, Russia's gonna do it, and then they fucking did it. All of a sudden my Instagram feed is full of just bombing videos and planes and helicopters. It was wild, it happened very quickly. Kramer, what's going on at the border? Hard boss intensifies. The invasion's begun, Jerry. 2009, it's a smartphone, it can do anything. 2022, stare into this nightmare brick and watch a country be invaded in real time. That's basically exactly what it felt like last night. It's kind of a scary time for everybody, at least the people paying attention. So I'm going to try to give you guys a little bit of a briefing using memes to see what the hell is going on and what could be possibly happening in the days to come. But one thing's for sure, possibly being on the brink of World War III, I am stocking up on MREs and ammo stockpiles. Which means that this reporting of World War III through memes is brought to you by your boy, Raid Shadow Legends. Now I'm sitting here for a moment to tell you about a mobile game. Not just any mobile game, but in fact the only mobile game you should have on your phone. Because if you have this mobile game, you will never need another one again. Let me spread to you the gospel of Raid Shadow Legends. Now I'm sure you've heard Raid ads in the past, but Raid has a bunch of cool stuff happening this month. With a fresh rotation of the brutal Hydra boss, and a ton of events and tournaments where you can get your hands on the brand new legendary champions. In fact, I figured you'd like Raid so much that I'd tell you the top 5 places you can play Raid Shadow Legends. You can play Raid in your home office, on the shitter, in your car, while it's parked, at the DMV, while mag dumping a machine gun. Okay, maybe not that exact moment, but before or after. But now the cool part is that now is the best time to get started playing Raid. And if you click my link down in the description or scan the QR code, you'll get cool bonuses. We're talking a free epic champion, Aina, 200k silver, 1 energy refill, and 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard. So you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get in game. All this treasure will be waiting for you here. Thanks to Raid for sponsoring this video, and back to the content. Damn, I'm kinda tired of living through these major historical events. But we don't get to deal the cards, we just play them. So what the fuck's going on? Well, Vladimir Putin said Russia cannot feel secure with the threat from Ukraine, adding, "I have declared a special military operation aimed at demilitarization and denazification of Ukraine." And that kicked off Red Dawn Ukraine Edition. Artillery barrages started happening, tanks, armored vehicles started rolling over the Russian border and the Belarusian border into Ukraine. Paratroopers were dropped to try to capture strategic locations like airports. And much like every major event that has happened in the last couple of years, we learned more from Snapchat and Instagram than we did from the mainstream media. Fuck, I wanted to sleep. Odessa bro here. I woke up because I heard a couple of distant explosions like 40 minutes ago. Does anybody know what happened? You are under attack, This guy's got the French flag. He would know a thing or two. They know a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two. And speaking of which, France has actually just surrendered. I guess it's a force of habit. Okay, that one may not be true, but it's only a matter of time. Nobody. Vladimir Putin on a Wednesday afternoon for absolutely no fucking reason. So a very basic and condensed version of the politics at play here, Ukraine wanted to join NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty, what the fuck? Organization. I'm not qualified to teach these things. Ukraine wants to join NATO. Russia does not like the fact that Ukraine is flirting with NATO, Ukraine being a nice little buffer from Russia and the NATO countries. Ukraine continues and even asks for help from NATO. Russia dislikes this and remembers the good old days of when Ukraine and Russia were a couple. Then Putin decides he's going to carve off a piece of dead ass. Ukraine starts blowing rape whistles that look a lot like surface-to-air missiles. Russian jets enter airspace. Ukrainian air defense. That's it, I'm getting me SAMs! A lot of video coming out already of Russian helicopters deploying flares, trying to fend off anti-air missiles. Definitely a couple instances of helicopters and fighter jets already being either shot down or crashing in Ukraine. It's honestly been a crazy 24 hours to watch. And much like the Nightmare Brick meme alluded to, we're seeing it all in real time, which is, it's fucking crazy. And a couple of hours ago, Russia just took Chernobyl back, meaning that this might be the beginning of the lore starting Stalker and Escape from Tarkov. Here it comes! Escape from Kiev. Oh man, I really don't like the fact that there's a USEC guy in this photo. USEC is like the Western faction in Escape from Tarkov, which means that we're going to Ukraine, boys. How it started. Joe Biden. Vladimir Putin doesn't want me to be president. He doesn't want me to be our nominee. If you're wondering why, it's because I'm the only person in this field who's ever gone toe-to-toe with him. How it's going. Breaking. Russia begins full-scale invasion into Ukraine. Putin confirms military operation underway. I'll file that one in the shit that didn't age well folder. We're gonna need more folder space. When you're laughing at World War III memes and suddenly the sun comes out at 9 p.m. Oh, nuclear war. Haven't had threat of that in a while. I think in the US you could still get drafted until you're, 26? It's 18 to 26 is the draft. So, guess your boy is gonna be picking up some cool new AK-12s. Speaking of the draft, Marty Robbins meme. Big Dick Marty, the MiG pilot, gets drafted. Big Dick Marty, Russian Winter, Ivan the Slav, 160 confirmed kills. They're drafting me to fight. That one was clever. My plane has Jaden Animations Rule 34 nose art. Yeah. Overheating gun. Chicken Kiev. In the Ukraine. The Little Green Zoomer Marine. I'll be home by Festivus. Vodka rations. Saddle Gopnik. The Sukhoi Scramble. Industrial Society and its future. Chicken Kiev. Full-length version. Bird. Isn't it cool that a government and another government getting into an argument over a organization that is supposed to stop governments from going to war is causing something that could potentially turn into a war that we have to go travel a few thousand miles to go fight. I just love government so much. It's awesome. I'm not going down that road this early in the video. The Ukraine situation isn't that bad. Hadn't seen any women on Instagram posting the little graphics about it yet. Tony Soprano and a warthog. Didn't think I needed to see that. You know, how do I know that something's an actual crisis unless, women on Instagram and Facebook start changing their profile pictures? I remember all the memes that Ukraine and Russia were throwing back and forth. From the living next to Russia meme that Ukraine put out to the Pulp Fiction gif that Russia put out, which, that aged like milk. Really just a week early. They're still going at it. Ukraine on Twitter. Tag at Russia and tell them what you think about them. The admin of this page right now. No fucking shit, actually. There's even word now that we have confirmation of the identity of the first Russian casualty in Ukraine. It was Sam Hyde. Or Samuel Hydchenko, I believe. He can finally stop getting away with this. What a career. Bullying iDubbbz in one video and then 3 weeks later, dropping down into Ukraine. Mad lad indeed. Russia invading Ukraine in 2022. Sabaton writing a song about it in 2040. I cannot wait to listen to the new Sabaton song about this. That's another meme for you there. Listening to a Sabaton song. Being the subject of a Sabaton song. Seriously, the Attack of the Dead Men by Sabaton. One of my best fucking workout playlist songs by far. If you haven't listened to Sabaton, do yourself a fucking favor, especially if you like actual rock. Rock metal, you know. Air traffic control. Avoid the area. There's a war on. Air India. Leroy Jenkins. They don't give a fuck if there's a war going on. They're gonna spend a couple extra $100 in fuel going around all that shit. One of the most interesting parts for me about this entire thing is watching reactions of Americans as this is going on. I guarantee you anybody who works at a gun shop has seen this today. Russia's in the Ukraine! Russia's in the Ukraine! I need 80 rounds of 223 FMJ and 2 40-round Pro Mags now! The fucking Fat Boy Mobility scooter and the fucking brony neck. Jesus Christ. No, what you needed was cardio. If you ever need that Pro Mag and 80 rounds, you're kind of fucked. Speaking of which, I'm feeling kind of bad. I've been out of the gym for a good minute and it's beginning to show. That wrist injury's finally starting to go away. It turns out it was like DeCaravans or something like that. It's finally starting to heal though, so I'm gonna be back in the gym hopefully sooner rather than later. And that's when I promised you guys we were gonna do a fitness challenge, alright? I'm gonna hold you guys accountable. You guys hold me accountable. We'll get back in the gym. We'll start eating good, eating right, drinking less. I want my army of sexy YouTube mother lovers to actually be sexy YouTube mother lovers. Because you don't want to end up like this fucking guy. Gonna look good and be healthy going into summer 2022. Just wanted to throw some positive vibes out here. It's been kind of an odd 24 hours. My friends list only has 2 moods. This is shockingly accurate. Also, I really do need a fucking Dishka. I think it's baller. If you don't want a homemade Dishka technical, then I just don't think we can be friends. My buddy Donut pointed this one out on Twitter. If Time is going to stage a photo, they might want to tell the soldier to take the cap off of his optic. Yeah, that's not great. Also, is that a fucking hollow sun? Yeah, those rubber optic covers are clearly still on that optic, so Ukrainian Joe Rogan's not going to be hitting jack shit. But speaking of bizarre American response to this, I feel so badly for the Ukrainian people. I feel like I am watching George Floyd die again, only the country version. We all stand around knowing this is wrong, but helpless to stop it. What can we do? Hashtag Ukraine is George Floyd. Excuse me, fucking what? Oh god, all the sorority girls are about to become geopolitical experts again. When Russia pops off World War III, but Putin puts in a surplus order for AK-50s. Well, unfortunately, because of sanctions that are already in place, that would be very illegal to be selling weapons to Russia. Also, entirely unrelated, Putin, check your WhatsApp. I know where I'll be going if World War III kicks off. UK areas that might be ruined if Russia drops a nuclear bomb on London. And Winchester, just outside of reach. Go down to the Winchester and wait for all of this to blow over. Russia invades Ukraine. NATO declares World War III. Germany and Poland. Sorry, force of habit. Man, poor Poland. You know, back-to-back middleman chew toy between 2 historic World War power players. Historically, not a great place to be. When you're about to be hanged for treason and someone in the crowd says, "Hey, that's the AK guy." Then a couple seconds later, they say that was the AK guy. So frankly, we've gotten to the part where these memes are beginning to make me feel a little sick. And for reference, I was about to film a Darwin Awards video where I'd get to watch people die all day. Just for context. A lot of people have been asking dumb shit like, oh, I bet he's on Russia's side, or, oh, I bet he just doesn't like Russia now anymore, and just all sorts of just crazy shit. So look, let me try to sum up this whole thing, right? I have friends in Russia. I have friends in Ukraine. Nobody that I know wants this shit to happen. I really wish that governments would stop poking and prodding at those Pandora's box situations that could possibly turn into World War III and maybe a nuclear holocaust. That would be neat. So anyway, my thoughts are with the people of Ukraine, and I hope this situation comes to a resolution that ends with the least amount of bloodshed possible on all sides. And if you're going to be sharing an opinion that is going to be encouraging conflict that will lead to the death of conservatively thousands and, worst case, millions of people who have never met each other and have no qualms with each other, just make sure you take a step back and ask yourself, am I thinking for myself? Because if you're going to be saying shit like that, at least have a goddamn original opinion. Make sure it's yours. But all in all, I can't wait for world leaders to fuck this one up again like they always do and get drafted so I can fight for Lockheed Martin and Raytheon. And look, I know there's a lot of uncertainty in the world right now. So, hey friend, listen. I know the world is scary right now. It's gonna get way worse. Anyhow, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Gun Meme Review, emergency gun meme review. Hopefully it didn't get too real for anyone. And if it did, then, well, hopefully at least that leads to some, positive introspection. If anyone from Ukraine or Russia is watching this, I truly hope that you stay safe. And, I guess enjoy the memes. Because if we can't enjoy humor, then we really are fucked, aren't we? Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Emergency Gun Meme Review. As always, I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in a C-130 headed to Ukraine. I'll see you guys later.